This is week 5 of season 5. My Greendale human beings are playing at Norse Sleep Till Brooklyn, coached by BortBot18, and our announcer, Coach Moreshots, who has come over from the Reptile Dysfunction versus Champions of Valhalla game. What's going on there, Moreshots?
Oh, I had to get out of there. The sidelines were getting a bit crowded with slightly damaged or used Norse players. So,
yikes.
Last I saw, there was one got kicked out, one got killed, and another was just badly hurt. So, yeah, it was going from bad to worse there. Came over here to announce a little bit, hopefully a bit of a more competitive game. Nothing against the coaches there, but the dice were really a little bit one-sided. So I left the expert, mop-up crew back there, and I'll take the highlight game.
Nice. And speaking, I'll try to give you guys a good highlight game. We're in inducements, and I have decided on spending $20,000 of my own cash and taking a bribe. I considered $70,000 for the wizard. I don't know. Cash is very useful, especially going toward the end of the season. So maybe I don't want to burn it here because a loss here wouldn't really kill my season. So I know how you feel about that, but like every win is important. I know that, but you can't. You also can't spend $70,000 on every game either. So you got to really save it for the ones that matter the most. And even if I lose the board here, I think I'm still in good position to for the playoffs. So.
Yeah, it's a difficult call because the closer that you get to the end of the season, you start doing the math, trying to figure out what scenarios that you're in, what scenarios you're out. And it's one of those where it can be really difficult because you start to feel a lot more stress come with 2 weeks left and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, each game's important, but it definitely ratchets up in the stress level on the last 2 weeks when playoff scenarios start getting leaked here and there, where you know exactly what your number is to get in and lock up that position. So, looks like my feed of it's going to be coming up shortly here, so you're probably setting up defenses and that.
Not yet. I'm letting the animation, the opening animation, play out. By the way, I'd like to comment that since they updated, I think they updated Twitch and then they updated PS4. It looks like the broadcasts are a lot crisper, right?
I'm not sure if they are or not. It's one of those where last I heard that the highest that Blood Bowl basically goes out at is 720 and then 30 frames per second, I believe. So it's to the point where a person can kind of cap what they're broadcasting at to that, and it helps with internet connections and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been pretty smooth lately, and I really think it's one of those where the broadcasts have been a little bit cleaner, and it's greatly appreciated by us that play the game and then also want to share it with others. So it just makes the entire kind of experience a little bit better for the people out there viewing.
Sure. So it looks like Bort selected to kick.
Okay, so the Norse is looking to get second hits, but force the humans to protect the ball. So this could be a situation where they want to get the numbers advantage, not by getting first hits, but by trying to select the hits they do take. A lot of times you see, teams that have to cage up, they're absorbing 5 players into possessing the ball and protecting them, and that leaves an early numbers disadvantage. So key things are going to be these first 3-4 hits. If the humans can get armor breaks early against that soft Norse armor, it could really pay dividends long term. The Norse do have a 12th player. It's a dirty player, block lineman, and the humans also have brought an unskilled lineman. So each team showing up with 12. So that'll make the magic number of 2 injuries to create that 10-man disadvantage on the field. So we see the Yeti in the wide zone, and then we see on the opposite side we see an Ulf, and then a plus strength berserker MC attack. Looks to be probably one of their most skilled players here. He's equipped with the standard Berserker skills that are Block, Frenzy, and Jump Up. He is skilled with Mighty Blow, Pylon, and plus Strength, so 4 Strength there. And then the runner, Savage Sal, also starting off with the base skills of Block and Dauntless, but getting the additional skills of Strength Up, Dodge, and Guard. So that is a Block, Dodge, Dauntless, 4 Strength runner. So if he gets the ball, it's going to be rather difficult to get that away from him. The Ulfs both equipped with Block, but no other skills. So it's looking to be that the Norse team has Claw on the Yeti, and then 2 players with Mighty Blow. And then looking over at the human side, I'll cough real quick here. We see their star thrower, Hamshank, Bacon Bits, Pork Loin. He's gone by many a different names throughout the different announcing, but his Hamshank is his actual player name. Some of his teammates call him Narc, and you're seeing some quick adjustments here on the kickoff. We're going to get a catcher underneath. That's a 3-strength catcher. That's John Crawford, one of the major scoring threats on this team. So humans making some slight adjustments. Other players to keep an eye on. Freddie Gray is a 8-movement blitzer, so it's rather difficult not to go into a full cage with a high movement player like that in the field that can dodge through tackle zones and really get the numbers advantage on any corner, or even worse, he can get around a lot of the screens and stuff like that and get a good attacking angle on an unsuspecting ball carrier. So I have to imagine with the skill set of each side that we're going to see quite a bit of caging and just picking the other team apart one block at a time. So opening block is a push. So that's rather fortunate for the Norse. That was a Mighty Blow attack, and it's one of those where you see these. Okay, we're going to get our second block here, and this is on a niggled lineman. So it's going to be a down player, but a little short. One dice roll short on the and the Fen lineman now. That's a 5 movement AG4. So we're getting our second successful attack, and we're going to get a little bit of a crowd push here that's going to move the Mighty Blow player back out of the range of the tackle piece. So we'll see if they move more players up, or if they're going to be happy with this position. Ball still in the hands of John Crawford. Hasn't taken his move yet, but with all this blocking up the middle, they still possess their blitz. There's a few players open, but this is one of those where it's going to be difficult to protect the ball and get. We've got a guard piece on the Yeti now, so they could be going for with a blitz on the Yeti. With the Ogre. The Ogre is lined up in that territory. Still a few players to move. The both throwers not involved in this play yet. That they have stayed back. Probably going to be one of the last 2 players to move, possibly to build a cage or to set up a screen. So. And it looks like we're going to get some additional help by Powell. That's their unskilled thrower. And looks to be a bonehead on the Ogre, and a little bit of extra training. He's back on the move, and we're going to get an attack on the Yeti. Going to be a successful hit here. Ogre appears to be, and we're going to get an armor break. Does not look like the Ogre followed up at first. It's only going to be a stunned Yeti, but that'll keep the Yeti down for an additional turn. Gurley seems to be quite pleased with his work. He's assessing the field, trying to figure out if he wants to move up the field further, maybe desecrate the corpse of the Yeti just laying there. No, he's going to take a tactical retreat. John Crawford fairly safe with that attack. The Yeti out of play really will help keep the ball safe. And it looks like we're going to get a foul. The humans did take a bribe in inducement, so they do have that in their pocket, making these fouls a little bit less risky, but setting the pace early.
By the way, it looks like we've been joined by Coach Cabin in the chat. So, Cabin, if your mic is on, go ahead and introduce yourself to the viewers. Guess not.
Alright, so Norse doing a quick rebuttal here. Making a few course adjustments here. But so far, they're still Coach Board is assessing the field, looking for possible weaknesses in the human lineup at this point. Looks like they're gonna possibly take a swing at the guard piece. Looks like they're going. Looks like they may be going with a bit of a column defense here. They put their star 4-strength Mighty Blow Pylon Blitzer on the far right, or Berserker on the far right. That'll set the edge, and yeah, it looks like they're going to be fairly happy with just putting up a defense that's going to be difficult to deal with. Fortunate for the Norse, their first attack was successful there. Otherwise, they would be chasing that into a. Oh, and they're gonna retreat with a dodge there. 3+ dodge rolls a solid 6 there. One last piece to move. Looks like they're gonna leave one player in a tackle zone, and that will button up a fairly nice Norse turn to start with here. So humans back in control here. Humans' first attack, they were able to get the catch on the kickoff. Were able to successfully blitz the ogre with a little extra training. That stunned the Yeti. Had a few solid hits on the line, but we're not able to do any sustaining damage. And we did see a turn 1 foul by the humans, trying to set the pace of that aggressive approach of getting their hits in early. And with the bribe in their back pocket, I have to imagine we're going to see quite a bit more of that approach. So, Ogre fairly well behaved on the second turn, not needing any extra training. Has put himself in a couple of tackle zones there, and is marking the downed Yeti at this time. Finger Licking Lars is going to take a successful attack from the AG4 Russell lineman, and that's going to put another player around the tackle zone of Paul Rumpshaker, who took the turn 1 foul and was stunned. So it looks like the humans may have lost a little bit of interest on him. They're moving up, and this may be the beginnings of an attack on the Ulf. But they're moving some pieces forward, and a tackle pieces move forward. That's Mighty Blow tackle on that player. They also have Mighty Blow dodge coming up, and that is going to be an attack on the Ulf. This is a successful attack. This is Mighty Blow against Armor 8, and looks to be waiting on the swing. No follow up. Unsuccessful. Double ones on the armor break. So the hairy man is safe for another turn. And we're seeing a couple more guard pieces rolling up. Looks like the humans are going to go full bash on this one. Tucking the catcher in behind and we've got Got a 6 players across the front of the cage, 3 across the back, and two on the side, and we're going to get another foul. So far the ref unable to catch any of these players, and I think we get the injury. We're getting a greedy ref here. He's looking with his hand out. I didn't see a bribe take place there.
I did. He
I'll
didn't
have to
accept
check
it.
we got an extremely greedy ref here, not accepting the bribe. So
That's a waste of $100K.
So taking cash clean out of Serious Jest's pocket is not going to make him happy. If I was that ref, I'd think about leaving the game a turn or two early to get on the road before this stadium clears out and the fans have time to wait for him in the parking lot. Oh, looks like the Yeti has gone wild animal, refusing to stand up and play. Ogre breathing over him in a heavy manner. And we're going to get Savage Sal coming off the corner, getting a clean hit on the guard piece. That'll free up another player. Oh no, it's that player's still in the tackle zone of the Ogre, so definitely not safe yet. And that is the crazed there, the Berserker. Oh, and we're getting a blitz on the far side. I was wondering how long it would take before MC Attack started to enforce, and now he's going to go with the follow-up pylon. Successful. We're going to get a KO, and the Norse is slowly trying to work their way back into the numbers advantage here a bit. So we're seeing with the sent-off player, the KO. We've got 2 players on the on each sideline now, I believe. So, do a quick scan. No, only one on the North sideline, 2 on the human sideline that are out. So that's gonna give the 1 player advantage on the field to the Norse. So making it a little bit more difficult to protect the ball. We'll see if the humans can rebuttal and even out those numbers on this turn. But the Ogre was attacked and stunned on that one. So, and the rebuttal from the humans getting fairly good dice rolls so far. Dodge skill in effect on this runner, so this won't lead to a down. But it with not following up, it does open up another chance on Finger Licking Lars, and the Mighty Blow attack on Finger Licking Lars. That is a niggled player, so this is a situation where if the armor does break, this could be very threatening for the player. Armor holds with a 3, so. Armor breaks not affecting the Norse too greatly so far. Just the 1 injury. So we'll get a push on this next block. Cage still for the most part intact. That they still have 3 players on the front. If they make a slight course adjustment on the back, they can keep the cage in its location, or depending on what they feel like, they could they do have quite a bit of mobility back there still. Something that a lot of teams overlook on the human side is that their blitzers do have 7 movement, and it's a little bit more. A lot of people wouldn't think that it's a huge difference, but it does make quite a bit of difference when you're dealing with some slower teams where I believe the runners are the only ones on the Norse team that does have 7 movement. And quick scan of the field. Yeah, they have one runner on each side, so this is one of those where it'll be difficult for them for the humans to really get all the way away. It looks like they're going with a bit of a screening tactic here, abandoning the cage, and John Crawford is a bit alone with the back half of his cage off. So this is a situation where if the Norse can find a way to poke a hole through this defense, they may have an opportunity to to get some forward progress and get that ball back. So it looks like the humans have settled into the middle of the field. John Crawford the third with the ball at midfield. And they're going to concede the rest of their turn, and the Norse are going to make another attempt at this ball possibly, or they may just be, you know, content with taking more attacks at the and we got a jump up fail re-rolled, so we're going to get an attack on looks to be Freddie Gray here, and that may open up that that hole that they were looking for. Oh, but the frenzy and pylon now. So the frenzy's actually going to block that hole slightly. Other than that, if the frenzy skill wasn't required there, that would have opened up a clean blitz right up the middle there. So it looks like the players are slowly coming forward, and this could be one of those situations. And we're going to get a blitz. And a one die comes up skull, and no reroll on that, because the reroll was used on the jump up, and that is going to end the turn and give the humans an open corner here that they may be able to make a huge leap forward. So we do have Hamshank, who just withstood the attack from the old wolf. He's a step up field, and then his running mate Freddie Gray, that just got knocked down in the previous turn with that eight total movement, does give him a good opportunity to break up field and head that route if they choose. They have, on the other hand, left a lot of their teammates on the opposite side of the field that may be difficult for them to mark up all the players to successfully get upfield and really get to a safe distance. So again, we're seeing 6 movement linemen. Hamshank is actually a plus movement plus strength player, so that is 7 movement, putting him at the same distance as most of the blitzers on this team. And he is going to go on the aggressive here. Not gonna go for a hot dog touchdown here. He's going to actually get his hands dirty a bit here, throwing a successful block on Lickin' Lars, who's been an early and often victim here. His name's been coming up left and right, and that niggle not... oh, and I may have spoken too soon. I was just about to say that niggle hasn't hampered his efforts, but that is going to end his day. So the block from Hamshank takes out Lickin' Lars, and that's gonna be 2 injured Norse. One of them being the AG4 lineman with Fens, the other one being basically a stock Norse with only two SPP. So not a huge loss there, and we're going to see John Crawford make a bit of a break for the end zone here. So Mike Destroyer with the dodge skill and sidestep, quite a bit to deal with. Chooses to dodge to the left, and this is going to open up a follow-up attack by Alan Sterling, and that is going to be an undodgeable offense. This is a POW, and this is going to be a mighty blow attack that he did not anticipate sidestepping into. They still have a rather large regiment of Norse players on the side here. It looks to be five Norse players standing up. Some of them do have range to get over there. It may take some go for it, but this is definitely a situation where the Norse could make a play up the field to try and stop this score. If they're not able to get a clean hit at this point, John Crawford's definitely going to be getting himself another touchdown. And we've seen John Crawford in a previous game put up 3 touchdowns, so he is no stranger to the end zone. So it looks to be a successful block on the Yeti again here. And it is, and not from the Ogre. That is from That was from just a block tackle player, it appears to be so.
Hey guys,
Hey Sestonn, how's it going?
pretty good. You were right. We didn't need that babe over there.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't need the babe. I brought her over here and put her in the booth. She's been awful quiet. I've been giving her something to distract her for the most part. So, yeah, she's she hasn't been really giving much to the broadcast. But we've had a pretty solid slugfest back and forth so far. We saw some early fouling by the human team because they had their bribe in their back pocket, and I believe it was turn 3. They came through with a rather nice foul, and the ref held his green little fingers out and went, I saw you walk in with it. You're not walking out with it. And then he took the bribe and still kicked the player out. So the numbers advantage has been pretty even so far. We got 3 players out on the human side, only 2 out on the Norse side. Both teams did come in with 12 players, so they're going to be playing at least 1 player short at this point. But they aren't going to be. It's not going to be as much of open field as we would see in most scenarios. So that kind of gets you abreast to where it's been at. We've seen some good play by both sides so far, and we're going to get looks to be another solid attack on the ball here. That we're seeing MC attack really starting to take control of this, taking a few more blitzes and more attacks, and piling on every opportunity he gets. So this could be interesting.
What screen are you guys broadcasting from? Humans?
Human at the bottom. I believe Jest is actually broadcasting human on an angle, but I've been viewing from human on at the bottoms to keep my left and right straight.
John Crawford is out of here.
And
you got a lot of injuries already.
Oh yeah, it's been a rough first 4 turns. The Norse have some pretty heavy hitters out there. They have 2 strength 4 players, so they can definitely take advantage of any opening. Haven't seen a lot of caging either. The humans caged for a little bit, but
strength up, mighty blow, pylon, berserker. That's nasty.
Well. It's one of those where it's turn by turn on this one on who has the numbers advantage. It started off a little bit back and forth, but I think as these teams actually thin out more, we could see more injuries because so far it's been lower impact players getting sent off. That at some point the high value targets are really gonna be left standing alone.
I'd like to point out that this is another Reznorrulesyou product on the pitch here, Lauren the Crazed, the one about to get killed by the ogre.
Oh, okay. Did the Norse receive?
No, the humans received.
Okay, so they just took it.
Yeah, that they I believe they surfed. No, couldn't have surfed. They got a successful attack on the receiver, and the ball scatter kicked it out of bounds. And then the Norse came through, scooped it up, and Mike Destroyer retreated all the way back into the safety of a bit of a Norse screen.
Okay, I think we're all caught up.
So the Yeti's been down a handful of times, and it hasn't always been the ogre either. I believe they had an attack a turn earlier with a regular strength player that I didn't get a clean look. A couple of red die might have flashed through quick. And the Crazed, product of Reznorrulesyou, now under that attack that he foretold. Armor is broken. Looks to be just a stun though.
He's a tough guy. That's why Bort wanted him.
It wasn't because that his previous berserker got damaged in any sort of way, was it?
Had nothing to do with it. He heard legends about this berserker that I was training, and just what a hard ass he was, and just had to have him. I mean, he's mighty blow tackle. You don't see that on just any berserker.
Yeah, it's not common. So we're seeing a cleanup blitz here on the Ulf, and that's gonna create a little bit of defensive positioning for the humans. But this is gonna be tough to root out the Norse. They've got enough players to cage if they like, or if they want to try and screen off this sideline a bit, or go opposite field. I mean, they've got a few opportunities, but the early going, it's really been to the point of if you have the ball, you're taking more hits, and it's really not helping you much. So it'll be interesting to see if the Norse can fare with protecting the ball a little better than the humans did.
How about that? That Yeti just got up and moved.
We just watched a Yeti who couldn't even manage to hit somebody.
Yeah.
I noticed there was quite a bit of faulty Yeti issues with snow in the earlier game.
It got worse.
It got worse.
It got worse than failed go for it on a frenzy blitz in turn 2 and him knocking himself out.
3 2+ wild animals in a row.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who we got chiming in here? No, I believe that might be Caven.
Oh, that's okay. That's still another guy I haven't chatted with. How you doing, Caven? Good, man. Good. Good to hear your voice. Now I'm gonna go pee, so I'll be back.
We don't need you. There's like 4 of us a year.
It's a little crowded up here. I'm going to take my Bloodweiser babe and saunter on down to the human sideline. It looks like they could use a little babe action down there. You guys can chime in with me whenever you need, but I'll let Sestonn and Caven get a little bit of action up in the booth, and after Rez is done getting the piss scared out of him by an orc coach storming the booth, he'll rejoin shortly.
You just get here, Caven, or you've been watching this whole thing? Already. About the same time we did?
Decided to pass on joining. I'll just watch from my bed instead.
Yes. And it looks like it's been really violent. Everything goes quiet because the pro announcers are on. Say again? Yeah. I'm going to root for the humans too because I don't like how the Yeti smells. Yeah. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? That makes me sad. That guy threw a really nice pass last year. Gave him a fruit basket and everything.
The Orc and Norse grudge
Leroy's
is
forking it with the Angels now.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
I will never let Just Fork It die. Never. I've thanked Preach personally for providing me with this phrase. It will save me a lot of hassles.
So much tactical FUD going on. Yeah. Beautiful dodge. not so beautiful. Ogre looks a lot bigger than a Yeti when they're standing next to each other. In fact, you could pick that guy up and throw him. My money's on the Ogre. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't too hard to make a hole. Not with that 4-strength monster. Yeah, I see that.
Guys, I don't know if you can see it
workouts.
from up. I don't know if you can see it from up in the booth, but the fans have actually started throwing potatoes on the field. They are impressed that the player is attempting to break from the herd, and the Ulf not able to keep up. This is looking to be a full potato here. Yeah, he is alone and unafraid out there. So the fans observing the potato and responding in kind.
I have no idea where it came from, but they use it in terms for a guy who has gone off by himself with the ball. I don't know where it came from or why.
Just swears this came from the PC crowd.
Okay.
No, I heard it in other Blood Bowl leagues, on console.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's a common phrase.
I wonder where it came from. Who brought it up and why?
No clue
Whence
on
did
the
this
original.
potato come?
Yeah. Who doesn't like potatoes? We should
Well,
all
then
do
you're
it.
left.
From
then
now
you're
on,
left
you
with the
don't get
classic
your
Irishman's
touchdown
dilemma.
doesn't count if it wasn't a potato.
I mean, do you eat it now or let it ferment?
Potatoes
The potato, yep.
and cheese. I think cheese and
we need-
potatoes, like cheesy potatoes, are pretty much the end all be all of dishes.
We need a bacon play then.
Bacon's been pretty quiet so far. The opening kick was actually it was a short kick left, and John Crawford actually snatched it out of the air. So neither of the throwers were even allowed to look at the ball so far this game. So they may have been feeling a bit left out.
Does a Norse thrower really count as a thrower, Sestonn?
A Norse thrower?
I mean, does he
Where
really
they do
count as
chew
a
on the ball?
thrower?
If I see a Norse thrower make a long bomb and pass it, I will give him a fruit basket.
We actually saw a Longbeard pick off a safe throw pass today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, where in the world?
Fantastic.
Where did you see that?
That was the White Owls versus Prague game. Their thrower, Amarov, has accurate and also safe throw. Oh!
Ouch. Well, he
It
never
was
throws the
something.
ball anyway, so...
It was something. I mean, the dwarf came off the sideline and flipped the other one up in the air. It was something. The dwarf can't get up to make an interception on his own.
Traditional dwarf BS.
They were just mad because the death roller got sent off after 2 turns, so they used the dwarf who was manning it to help, give the guy a little push, a little jump up in the air.
So you're telling me that Prague got a death roller?
Oh yeah, Prague has a death roller.
I don't recall them having a death roller earlier.
They do now.
They must have mined up some more gold.
He only lasted 2 turns in the game. It was bad. It could have been another 6 touchdown game for the Owls. Instead, they had to settle for only 4.
Come on, Ogre, you can do it.
You can't handle Lorand.
He looks like he could pick that guy up and bite his head off.
That's more of a Crocs maneuver, I believe.
Yeah. Look at that belly on Gurley. I think he has picked some people up and bitten their heads off.
That may be true, but I'm not going to volunteer to sift through his excrement to look for evidence of it. I'm going to leave those owl pellets alone.
That's probably the safest bet.
So the injury's calming down a bit here, but damage already done with the full sideline of humans on this side. 6 players currently on the sideline, and that's 3 casualties, 3 KOs, and 1 reserve. So we'll see if the babe that I escorted down here can do a little bit of magic.
I might as well have taken 2 babes. That bribe was useless.
Oh, and you want to talk about coaches board shenanigans and some good old boy stuff. I don't know if I can sit here idly and just watch someone transplant a babe from one game into another.
Look,
that's some good old boy stuff right there.
I'm not saying she's an escort, but she's an escort.
You were leading the rally against the corrupt coaches board. You're the hero.
I'm not saying she was tired after the transfer, but she was tired after the transfer. Minimally effective.
Didn't quite work out.
She got one of them up.
Well, they'll be happy. John Crawford is actually, he got passed up for leading scorer after the White Owls shenanigans, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe that he was looking for a big week this week to get him back in the running, but yeah, that first touchdown didn't quite go his way. He's not used to carrying the mail from beginning to end. Normally he'll get a handoff or something like that somewhere up the field and then finish it off. So kind of a different role for him.
So I don't see any movement up for the humans. I don't think we can see a 1-turn here.
Well, the humans are actually kicking at this point. Yeah, they
pay attention, huh?
They're not going to be able to 1-turn.
No, they're definitely not going to get a 1-turn score here. I guarantee it. This is I've never been more sure of anything.
Is this a possibly definitely kind of situation?
Most possibly
definitely not a 1-turn.
You know, Lauren's just wearing off on me a little bit. He's got a little bit of that crazy eyes going, and it wears off on me a little bit.
Don't look in the eyes too long. You'll get hypnotized into it. It's
Where's Eldril? I heard he saw Eldril once today.
Yeah, but he was hypnotized. Can't remember it.
Eldril is hell-bent for leather. That's what we managed to figure out during that game.
So looking at the humans, they're gonna cluster in the middle, and try and it appears to be a situation of protect Gurley, protect the ogre. Crawford in the far back playing a bit of strong safety. They're stuffing the box against the run. Hamshank on the left wing, Sterling on the right. Lower value Freddie Gray, and then I can't make out
Land on the other side.
Yeah, so they've got a. It looks like there may be a small human hiding in front of the.
They haven't lost any of their important pieces, have they?
Well, with Crawford coming back from KO, they definitely still have an option. If they can get a blitz or something like that at this point, they really can open it up.
I think the ball might be going too far. No, Crawford can make it. They can get him there somehow.
Well, it's one of those where it's going to be difficult to.
It sure is.
And then the ultimate problem with blitzes is that the more you commit to recovering that ball, the more you leave your defense out of position. So it's one of those where at some point you have to make a decision of, are you going to go all the way out to try and get this, or are you going to just, make a move to make a move to get a hit in and reset up your defense. Because if you pot commit to a blitz too much, you could leave yourself completely out of position for for the rebuttal if you don't get the ball. So we'll see if they're going to try and move the ogre, or if they're going to just keep them as frenzy control. No, the ogre is on the move. He's gonna put that guard to good use. It looks like they're aiming at the Ulf to try and pop a hole there. Looks to be a successful blitz. And Sterling is loose. I think he has just enough distance with 2 go-for-its to get to the ball. I don't know if they plan on bringing the receiver up too, but they put a tackle zone on the drop spot. And it looks like, they're going to put him all the way up. And then
if this works out, we might be staring down the barrel of a great game.
Well, and that's right now. It looks like Crawford is 1 dodge away from being in that area too. He avoids the dodge, and then with 1 more go for it, that'll put him right behind the ball. So, and that's going to mark up. Mike Destroyer. Failed catch. So it was a 50-50 catch.
Go for it? No, he didn't go for it.
No, they're going to play a bit conservative, but damage done. They infiltrated the backfield. They do have a tackle zone on the ball. This is going to put the Norse offense in reverse. I was anticipating the Norse coming out swinging, really getting some good clean hits in, and just trying to press the numbers. And now all of a sudden they've got their entire offense, jammed in reverse. They've got to figure out how to clean up the mess that snuck in on that blitz. Uh-oh, this could be devastating.
That's not how to do it.
So, tackle zone for the Norse on the ball now, but the reroll burnt. And that is something that on the blitz the humans actually avoided doing, was using the reroll. So, Norse gonna, with a push, clean up the tackle zones on the ball, but does not bring them any closer in actually picking it up. So this is difficult territory for them. They walked into this half with 10 players, the humans down a few players, and this is that opening blitz really didn't do the Norse any favors. Oh, and here it is. We're gonna get a giant scrum in the Norse backfield for this ball now. So this will bring the opportunity to bring Hamshank up. This is a tough situation because each block is going to be so crucial at this point. Crawford does have 3 strength, so that may come into play, but I mean the Norse still have the numbers advantage back there.
Well, and like you said at the beginning of the blitz, now you run into the issue of if the Norse get the ball, the humans are probably going to be caught pretty sorely out of position.
Yeah, it's one of these difficult opportunities where it's like, I mean, the humans are in a great, it's a great advantage to be able to get the blitz and get into the backfield, but at the same point they also are at the disadvantage that they have to deal with. The numbers disadvantage in 2 locations now, so they've kind of divided their forces.
Well, hang on a second. I see Porkchop over here directing traffic. I think Bacon Bits is actually going to make a rush after that ball and try to actually come up with some kind of hero play.
I think it's
on somebody.
I think it's going to be difficult, but I think he's aiming to blitz the Ulf.
Yeah.
If he can bump the Ulf out of the way, that'll give them a little bit of help, and it'll also open up. It possibly may open up, something for Crawford to maybe wiggle in. That with Crawford, I believe he's got that 8 movement. He may be in range with a dodge. Oh. And Hamshank actually went past the ball, so he missed the ball. He fails the go for it. Needs a little extra training with the reroll there to finish his play, but he's basically stolen a reroll and hasn't acquired the ball. So I mean, it's a good positioning move, but he kind of hangs out his teammates a little bit by not giving them that reroll that they may need.
Lauren just went to the ground cackling the whole time.
Yeah, because secretly he knows that he possesses the jump up ability that he can with a little bit of help from his teammates, he can pop right back up and get a clean hit on someone. And he may not be going for Hamshank. He may be actually going to Alton Sterling to try and free up another player to make moves. But the humans have effectively screened off that area of touch. The Norse haven't been able to really free themselves from the line, not getting those opening blocks in until turn 10 now. So we're finally seeing those first blocks, and we're going to see the Yeti get into action here possibly. No, they're going to go with the other Ulf. So that'll free up the Yeti to possibly move, and Savage Sal, the other strength plus player.
Well, the big issue is trying to figure out how you actually get over to the ball and move it forward now.
Well, and we're gonna get a blitz that's gonna clean this up. That's gonna free that's gonna free up the ball, so no longer gonna have any tackles off the dodge. And no follow-up. So Savage Sal not following up on that attack, and no jump-up attack either. So this is a possible attacks left on the field. Well, the Yeti's still biding his time, trying to figure out what location he wants to move to. So 2 tackle zones. So the Norse really carefully approaching this ball. They got the 1-0 lead so far, but they're playing with fire, leaving that ball back there as long as they have. All it takes is one brave play by the humans and a little bit of luck, and this could be a 1-1 tie.
I just can't help but notice how effective this Yeti is at just doing everything that he wants to so far. Like Sestonn and I said, we came from a game where we watched a Yeti just basically bury his coach.
Well, with the claws, they can use those in a very shovel-like manner, building big trenches on the sideline. And then, if you see a Yeti doing such things and you happen to be coaching, definitely get out of that area as fast as possible. That Yeti is up to no good and he cannot be trusted.
Well, and that's the problem with player coach Shadow. He's out there trying to make plays and make stuff happen, and he doesn't even realize his nose over there digging a hole for him to fall into.
Well, I saw the Yeti on the sideline early in the first half in that game, and I figured he had to be up to something because, he had the Yeti was given every opportunity to shine and immediately failed, almost like it was planned. Like he was just like, "Give me the ball. That's not what I'm doing. I'm getting out of here." So may have been a little bit disgruntled at the game plan there.
Hamshank couldn't get away from him.
Can Hamshank ever really do anything?
Hamshank is not skilled at dodging. He's not skilled at dodging. He's not skilled at blocking. He's a one-trick pony, and he doesn't even do that immensely well. So.
In the comments section of that article, Josiah Frost made a great point that royalty is the king of the backhanded compliment, because he said it was the greatest show that he had ever seen humans put on. Specifically,
nobody
only
caught
humans.
that until Frost did, or what?
Yeah,
I thought that was blatantly obvious for everybody.
Didn't even occur to me. I just read it, and everybody appreciates these gift baskets coming from royalty, but it's actually an insult.
Yeah, that was I believe there was an orc thrower that threw a rather beautiful ball, and then the high elves had to immediately throw a longer pass and a more impressive pass just to allow everyone to understand that the orcs may have done that, but we definitely did this better, and we did it better before they thought about doing it.
That was Leroy.
Oh yeah,
last season.
it was.
And then I sent him a gift basket. He deserved it.
Poor Leroy. He shall be missed.
And I believe in my gift basket to Leroy, I had a message in there saying something about how that was the best pass I've ever seen one of the lesser races give, or something like that.
So, king of the backhanded compliments, still in. Oh, and speaking of backhanded compliments,
There's no compliment there. That's just a backhand to a Yeti.
well, maybe the compliment will be coming later. I have to imagine the sympathy cards in the mail.
I think he just told him that he actually smells kind of nice today relative to Yetis. He said he whispered, leaned down and whispered in his ear and said, "You almost smell nice today."
Yeah, that is definitely a backhand compliment with the backhand preceding it. So we're now seeing a full Norse cage. We're seeing all but one or two human players laying down. I'm not sure when the ogre got all the way over there and tipped over on the sideline, but not a position that you see many ogres in. He's looking in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, he don't like it there. The triplets are surrounding him.
Well, everybody gets excited at the thought of killing an ogre.
I mean, not to get nostalgic, but the first player that the Power Hour ever killed happened to be an ogre, and that was a lovely time. If you get a chance, I suggest you try killing ogres.
Slow-mo killed an ogre with a foul in the playoffs in the Challenge League last season, and it was just beautiful. Strength 1 skink killing a block ogre. It was a glorious moment.
I saw it rather differently. It was quite a disgusting display of ogre facial anatomy, and it just...
He's still carrying bits of that ogre skull around with him.
I still have haunting dreams of that moment.
Slow-mo is the most terrifying Strength 1 player you'll ever find.
Yeah, you don't find many Strength 1 players. Most coaches pretty much fire them immediately. Slow-mo has carved a niche out there. He's really trying to, carry the flag of the Strength 1. Like, you only need one strength. You can do a lot with it, kind of a thing. He's definitely a try-hard kind of player.
Well, yeah, Whiskey Tornado likes to preach the it's just a little niggle. You guys overreact. It's just a strength down. What's the problem? You guys overreact.
Yeah, it's really one of those where I can't recall which team it was that was in the pros that had a 3-strength Chaos Warrior. It didn't last long, but I do recall there being a team with a strength 3 Chaos Warrior a season or two ago, and every time I saw it, I'm like, the Beastmen laugh at him.
Wow.
Did we just get an ogre dodge?
Yes, we did.
Okay, new game plan. Fear the ogre. That is insane.
Wow.
Like that ogre's wishing he hit blitz now.
Well, I don't think they actually had an open blitz at that point, but yeah, that was one of those. Yeah, they used it on the Mighty Blow. I believe it was Sandra.
Okay, yeah, I'm the guy laying there. Yeah.
Peeling the corner off the cage, but
yeah, they hit the Loco SA.
Loco SA.
Wait, is that the guy's real name?
Yes.
Yep.
He must be new. I like him.
I don't think he's new. He's AV6.
He's AV6 DP.
I don't think he's very new. If he is, he's had a rough life.
Well, you can't trust him. He's loco. Oh, we got MC Attack going back after it, and this is it'll be interesting to see. No, we're not going to get the pylon. The pylon's really cooled off in the second half here. A little disappointing. I was hoping we were going to get a pylon clinic. The pylon clinic. Pylon clinic is enjoyed by construction workers and people of that like. They enjoy pylons.
I think that wolf wants the ball.
No, I think we're,
Oh, the cage is just moving up. Yeah. Well, the cage broke up.
Is this gonna be a Norse screen? Is that what we're picking up here? Nope, we're not. Banana peel's in effect.
They've really gotta loosen up these mankinis. Really gotta loosen up these mankinis. It's just too tight, and it's really restricting the player's movement.
You would think not having, you know, the constraint of, you know, pant legs or pantalones or any of that kind of stuff.
They don't embrace it full on. They don't go full thong. So they're still constricting themselves a bit. You know, they've got these weird suspenders and like, you know, they've got Speedos on. It's not conducive to running.
Well, I don't know how true that is. I've seen trolls in their strange loincloth esque kind of clothing, and that doesn't seem to be very effective for movement either. So this is one of those where I don't think there's a good scenario in there. The only good scenario that's going down on this particular field right now is that the humans are going to get a chance to recoup that ball and maybe get this back tied up, but not able to get through with the blitz. That's and the reroll not effective either. So this is one of those situations where Nuffle has chosen which side they want, and they may be enforcing that to the fullest.
Oh, and Savage Sal is such a pain when he gets a hold of the ball. I mean, he's a strength 4 blodge player.
Yeah, and then Dauntless, just in case the strength 5 happens to be sneaking around the area. You know, every now and then you got an ogre looming about where you have to deal with that and dispatch them
Bacon
quickly.
Bits.
No, our hero Hamshank is out of.
So he's gonna make an exit too. I'm gonna keep the babe away from him. I don't trust that guy for some reason. Seems like a narc.
Maybe because they carried him out in a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but there's like all kinds of slurs written on the side of it. So I mean, that seems cool. I mean, some guys are into that. So is there a way for the Norse to score this turn? Because I gotta imagine at this point, 2 touchdown lead will pretty much lock this thing up.
The Wolf can make it. Not anymore.
I think we're gonna see Sal blitz
if
out.
they can, he can.
Yeah.
He can dodge out if blitz out or something.
I can see that
Sal
now.
blitzes out and then probably
Sal's,
dodges.
he'll get 2 dice on the way out. So yeah, that makes sense. He's got the distance too. In worst case scenario, he could even try a dodge out after the blitz if he had to.
It's probably what it's going to come down to. That is a blodger.
Oh, and they're dealing out the punishment.
Oh.
It's going to be a miss next game. So I don't know who's got the humans on the schedule next, but they're going to be light one more player.
There will be no dodge for this touchdown.
Yes, there will. That's a dodge blitzer he's attacking. What?
Doesn't matter. That was a pal.
Oh, I need to keep drinking. I saw 2 both downs, or two defender stumbles. Oh, and who's ready for a flex off?
Bust out the cameras. He's gonna milk it.
Oh, this guy
Turn
makes
it.
me miss Leroy.
Swing it. Hammer. Yeah, he's got all the poses there. It's unfortunate we don't have the Arnold Dwarfenegger on the sidelines. He would have appreciated that.
I don't know how much Arnold would have appreciated that.
I've seen him compliment the Norse on their flexing and their physiques. So he seems to be pro Norse. The only thing he doesn't like with the Norse is the lack of shaving by some of the players. Other than that, he seems to be very pro Norse.
I mean, the Norse go out of their way to to thrust their nudity upon us, and they can't even be bothered to like go whole hog on it. It's a very like 80% kind of effort on the manscaping.
Oh, this just whole hog is gonna haunt me.
Don't worry, Bacon Bits is oh no, did Bacon Bits get up?
Looks like he's in the backfield again. Yeah, he's in the backfield.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's taking the reverse potato role right now. He's behind Alone and Afraid.
He's got 4 turns. He really wants this one.
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for the humans to muster 2 touchdowns.
Oh, I don't think he'll get 2. He might think he'll get 2.
Handshake thinks he can do everything until he fails.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure he'll blame somebody else.
Well, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, we've seen him really hesitant to give his teammates credit for putting him in positions to succeed. I'm curious, if he's going to blame them now that everything's kind of falling apart, despite him burning team rerolls and making everything harder.
And it looks like the Norse are kicking it deep on this one. Looks like they want to get a jump on the humans if they can, and really try and break up the field. I don't think the Norse is really convinced that they're done scoring. They got 3 turns, and it looks like they're going to try and make an attempt to get that ball back, possibly.
Well, the human beings are pretty much just hoping to not get shut out at this point.
I don't even know if that's an option. I don't think they get a say in this anymore. This is one of those situations where they haven't had the best of luck, and looking at their sideline, they're playing with 4 players down on the field, so that's going to put them at.
This is for number 1 in the play pool, isn't it?
Yeah, the human beings have been a powerhouse coming out early.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the first real bump in the road that they've hit. Hamshake's got the ball, and he can't seem to figure out what direction he wants to go. Okay, he's gonna.
Can't blame him.
Getting really close.
Yeah, he's at a dangerous distance right now. That anything wrong? Oh no, he's gonna try and throw.
Yeah, I think that went to the wrong guy.
Yeah, it was an inaccurate throw. So it's gonna be a turnover if they don't get the catch.
And it is. And this is gonna open up the door for the Norse to make a play on the ball and possibly score again.
If Lyde wasn't in a hospital, I would send him to their stadium to steal back the fruit basket.
So the Norse
that's not a
are
very long
inaccurate passes.
So we're seeing the Norse reloading in on that area, and yeah, they're going full contact on this one. So Mike Destroyer does appear to be in a position where he can possibly make a break for it if this ball does come loose. So we're going to get a frenzy attack, and they're going to need it, and that is not gonna down the player, but does free up one more tackle zone off the ball.
Off the ball.
So the Norse seem to be happy to throw tackle zones on the ball, making a bit of a mess of it here, but really locking the humans out of making a grab at that after the inaccurate pass. And the Yeti goes wild animal.
Not a good time for that.
That's more like what Sestonn and I have been seeing all night.
Now the only advantage is that with wild animal, the tackle zones are still in play, so that's going to help lock in some of the players in that area.
I don't think that makes Coach 4 feel any better about his wolf getting KO'd.
Well, ball scatter does not hurt them. So
it goes right back where it was.
So it's still keeping tackle zones on the ball, and this is one of those where it's really unfortunate for the fans that the ball's kind of just staying there because neither team can get a play on the ball and get offense going. So it's just kind of it's just a muddled up mess for the fans. Just not as entertaining as you may think because the hits really aren't doing as much damage as they were in the first half.
Yes. Oh. That sucks.
Yeah, that's well. They took this game seriously. They actually took cash out of the coffers to get the bribe that ended up failing them early on in this game and got a player sent off. So I mean they were trying to make every attempt they could to lock up a win here.
He got it. How about that? Yes. They won quite easily.
Alright, so second to last turn for the Norse. It does look like they will have an opportunity to clear the tackle zones from the ball and maybe make an attempt on it. Currently don't have a player in scoring position yet, but they do have a runner in the area. Although the runners do have pretty good movement, I should check that out. No, not quite in scoring position yet, but very close. So it looks like the Norse have started going full bash. Frenzied attack. Mighty blow engaged.
Sandra Bland is out of there.
So that does free up the ball at this point. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of bodies in the way now. Oh, and it's Hamshank maybe getting a little pile-on action here. Oh, and it's not even required. No long-term effects on that injury, but that's going to be an early exit for the thrower that went inaccurate and caught the shame of a certain high-elf coach. I didn't see what that injury was. It might have been a bruised ego.
It was badly hurt, bruised ego.
So how, I don't know if you've still got the standings there, Caven. Are the teams, like, close enough to pass up the human beings? I mean, are they still pretty solid as far as their playoff bid goes? The human beings, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ow! What a bad turn.
So Bort's going to be in first, and then Jest will still have a hold of second. Okay.
And then I'm going to make a wild guess that Reptile Dysfunction's in third.
Yeah, they pulled off a pretty impressive win.
Which is good to hear that they're getting things straightened back out a bit. I know they had a couple of rough games there.
Well, the big thing that struck me. Always the bridesmaid. Bowl games impending. I would be thrilled with the bowl game. I'll just put that out there.
I don't think I'm going to get one this time.
Oh, there's a big mess there in the middle of the Iron League Dungeon West standings, and then you've got some filthy orc team just running away with the division crown again. Shenanigans, rocks being chucked at my players, it's just dirty shenanigans.
Who's in second? The Grunts? Grunts haven't been doing very bad this year.
Pirates. Whiskey and the Pirates are in second. Yep, that's a scary team.
I haven't seen them yet.
They've got just enough DS that would right where they need it. Yeah. You do a better job than some of the other orc teams managing the TV. You know, you don't have all the flashy 7-4 strength players and stuff. You keep it old school, Cave, and you just go with one ridiculous vamp orc.
The vamp orc.
You thought I forgot the vamp orc? No.
Bringing it back old school.
See, I'm telling you, spending some time with Eldril learning that gaze.
If the vamp orc gets hypnotized, I'm never coming back west.
I will be leaving. I will find somewhere else to call home. I can deal with him the way he is, barely. Hypnotizes too much.
Wait a minute. Did he blitz? Oh, he's still on the move.
Yeah, he's still on move.
Uh-oh.
We got there.
We've got an attack on the ball. It's unsuccessful, but we do have an attack on the ball.
But that will actually push him, and I think he needs 2 go-for-its to make it now.
Yeah, he'll have to take the 2 go-for-its, or he'll have to make a handoff. No follow-up, though.
Trying to make it harder for him to get out.
Yeah, because he can't go around him.
He can give some. Yeah, he can give a little bit of an assist on the attack on the. And that'll free it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but that's another exchange. Would you rather go with the?
He's going with 3 die actually, with MC attack, I think.
Oh, and he's bringing the pylon piece in. See, it's not going to down the player, but it is enough to create that hole.
Oh, hang on. Nope.
Yeah, another shot.
Okay.
Still doesn't down him.
Shots must be a second ahead of the future.
No, I actually didn't see the frenzy.
Oh, okay. You forgot about frenzy?
Yeah, it happens to the best of us sometimes.
I figured you got a half a chub when you saw that. I mean, that was a poor lonely catcher just waiting to catch one.
No. I can't get a half a chub with Norse having frenzy.
You might want to watch where you would aim it. They might get a little excited. Those mankinis. It's hard to hide things.
You know, I don't want them. You know, whoa! And we're gonna get a dodge, and we are gonna get the handoff now.
He really wants that level.
Why'd all those guys come up there if he was just
He
gonna
wanted
run
to
away?
kill John Crawford. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I got a half a chub seeing all the guys come up, and
Oh.
then nope.
Oh!
And
And the
I'll
ball
go ahead and
goes right
say,
back where he was.
I'll go ahead and say the go-for-its wouldn't have mattered because they were both ones anyway. So it didn't matter which way he went.
So the Norse get a stick in the eye and a solid win.
I think they'll be happy. The level has been nice, but I think they can be pretty happy with sitting #1 in the play pool.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get many complaints out of the Bortbot camp.
One more just to appease the crowd because they love seeing them. It's moments like that that made the Wrecking Crew fire their troll.
No, I think that was when they got done playing against the Power Hour. They fired their troll. Don't make promises you can't keep.
You never know. I'm in that camp as well. If they don't have block, they're not allowed on the team.
Disturbing presence didn't mean a thing.
Yeah, that was a 6+ catch.
Ain't nothing to a boss. Quote Antonio Brown.
The most feared high elf catcher ever.
Throw the ball to John Crawford.
He will be one day.
2 more 6s.
The humans seem a little bit shocked by their good fortune here.
Immediately return to bad fortune.
Savage Cell levels up. Savage Cell.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue for whoever has to play Norse Leap till Brooklyn next. Looking through stats aren't.
I'm sure we got Jest. Do we have Bort too?
I don't think Bort's in the chat.
Okay.
I invited him. But...
So I missed the first half of the game, but yeah. Hamshank burning a lot of rerolls and not accomplishing his goals there, letting the team down a little bit.
Yeah, I have to take some of this lies in me. I did not, as a coach, I don't think I accounted well for the some of the particular strengths that this team brings. On that first drive, defensively, I thought well, a few things went wrong. Like, a lot of things went wrong from my team standpoint that I really couldn't help, but I didn't account well for the jump up, and by the time that I realized that it was a factor, you know, John Crawford it was kind of like, hey, I'd already committed to that potato up that sideline. So, you know, I was hoping that I put enough obstacles in Bort's way that there would be some errant dice rolls, but it looked like most of the really bad dice rolls were on my end today, so I still could have got out of it if there was... Basically, my players continued to fail some very key dodges throughout the game, and the dodges were really the factor. And then, you know, again, it's really hard to find that line as a coach. You know, you wait all week for this game, and, you know, 'cause it's been like a week since I played my last one. I'm looking forward to it, top of the Playpool game, and then everything starts to go to hell, right? So at what point do you just say, screw it, it's not working, let's just bash and try to whittle down their numbers and gear up for the second half? But it's like, I felt like I was always one play away from regaining momentum or still being in the game, and it kept me on the hook long enough to where by the time you realize, oh shit, this is over, excuse my language, you know, oh, this is over, I can't, you know, there's really no way out of this. Like, not only are you getting beat score-wise, but they're beating you up around the pitch. And I've said this about the Norse repeatedly. The Norse players are glass cannons, and I thought it was a very risky play for Bort to choose to defend first when his play, you know, landing those first key, like Shot said, you know, I got some mighty blow players on my team, and that could have easily decimated, you know, a good 3 or 4 players on his squad in that first round of hits, putting him at a disadvantage. That happened to Coach Shadow. So, but, you know, no, his players are cut from a different cloth, I think, and they stood up to it, and meanwhile mine were getting knocked out like they had the AV7. So I'm disappointed in some of the decisions I made as a coach. I didn't put my players in a great position to win, but ultimately, you know, the players, when I really needed them to step up, they just kind of caved. So we'll be looking deep within in the locker room this week and trying to figure out what we need to change, because this is not acceptable.
Yeah,
it's Norse, man.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, but it's one of those where, yeah, once you get a player or two behind against Norse, it becomes more and more difficult to fight back into it. You got a little bit of help with some of your KOs coming back, but you were never really able to get back to full strength and fight and claw back from that one, though. Yeah, I have to imagine it's a little bit difficult. You go in with one game plan, and then even with the opening kickoff, it kind of puts the ball in the hand of a catcher instead of a team that's used to having the passers having the ball. So, I mean, it just kind of throws people in different positions, and that didn't look to help the situation any either.
No, yeah, I never got to really get set up. I went with this kind of like, you know, just fighting for my life, because I wasn't, you know, a lot of big blue arrows came up at first. I was expecting to get more knockdowns. You know, it's really hard. You know, Hamshank missed a lot of key dodges, but so did a lot of people. And, you know, and in his defense, Hamshank's the only guy that actually injured somebody. So,
Yeah.
you know, at least somebody got mad and started doing something. You know, you look at my side, there's, you know, SPP is, you got your one MVP. I don't know what Freddie Gray really did to deserve MVP. We'll take a look at that. But, you know, Hamshank's the only other one that earned SPP on his own, so, or the only one that earned SPP on his own. So, it's disappointing, man. Now I got to wait at least 6 days to play the next squad. I think Hez is next. So Reptile Dysfunction. What I do think about Board is obviously a good coach, and Norse Leap is a good, really, really well constructed team. Next week I'll be playing a coach who is a very good coach. I'm not sure that his team has built to where they're the same kind of threat this Norse Leap did, so I think you'll be in for a pretty good game. We'll see how that plays out.
Who's that?
That's Hez and Reptile Dysfunction. I don't know. You
That'll
guys
be a
watched the
great
match. Do you think that team is particularly strong? Because I tend to think it's more the coach than the players.
The thing that strikes me about the Dysfunction is that all of the Sora have block.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of Mighty Blow on the team. I think the only guard player is the Crocs.
Mhm.
Right.
And none of the Skinks have anything special.
So I think the typical Lizard game, that'll really come down to how the injury roles play out. We'll see. I mean, this is the first loss for the season. It would be really bad to take a second loss there. But you know, who knows? I mean, who knows how this will go? I got Chase for the end of the season. So, however this plays out, you can be sure of one thing: we're gonna put on a show in week 7. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
One circling on my calendar.
There's going to be a lot of fouls.
I haven't gotten to catch any of Chase's games yet this season, but I've heard rumors, mind you, that he may have actually refined his fouling game to be a little bit more controlled.
It's interesting. Well,
it's a scary thought.
I've watched one of them. There was a lot of fouling, and it worked out for him. So, I don't know. We'll see. Chase is a competent coach. He does some competent things. Like I said about Shadow, though, before, he gets locked into his game plan, and then he doesn't leave it, and he's not flexible. And that's kind of what happened to me today too. Like I said, I didn't adjust, but
it's hard when that carrot keeps getting dangled in front of you, and like you said, I mean, I've been through it with Wood Elves more times than I can count. If this role works, everything changes. Everything changes if this one role works, and it doesn't work, and you're just dug into a deeper hole at that point.
Yeah, I thought I was good when that blitz happened, and I had everybody in place. I mean, all I really needed to do was, if Hamshank had managed that dodge and knocked that Norse player into the ball, that could have really freed up a lot of opportunities. Crawford was within running distance of the end zone, so this could have gone a completely different way. And and of course, hindsight is 20/20, right? But had I just decided, screw it, you're undermanned, you need to maximize your hits, I had the numbers to start bashing first instead, and maybe I should have thought about that. But I kept focusing on taking dodges that caused turnovers, and then the Norse got to keep, again, the glass cannon, right? If they hit you, they're very dangerous, but they're also very breakable. And let's see, he had 16 armor breaks to my 9. We only threw 34 blocks. That must be a low for any of my teams. I don't remember last time I threw 34 blocks. I mean, I think we threw 60 or something against Shadow, 60 or 70 against Shadow.
Yeah, the human beings are definitely a running back on a team.
Mm-hmm. But we got beat
helping
up, man. That's 5 KOs inflicted, 4 injuries inflicted. I mean, they're not records, but we got our ass kicked on the field, and it wasn't just in the score. Like, they just roughhoused us, which we haven't been used to. So hopefully these guys will take that into the locker room and get a little pissed off and have a chip on their shoulder, and get ready.
Everybody's
going to
catch one once in a while, but yeah, it's better for it to happen in the regular season when you're playoff bound, and like you said, hopefully they bounce back a little bit from it.
Yeah, well, nothing like Shot said. I'm not guaranteed playoffs. So
one quick question. I didn't notice any major injuries for your team, so I know you did take quite a beating, but it looked like it was mostly KOs and that the injuries. I didn't note any long-term injuries. Maybe a miss next game, but no really broken players or stat downs that I noticed.
Yeah, it was all badly hurts and knockouts, and then the knockouts weren't coming back. Oh, by the way, that was Rez. That's what you missed, is that bribe that I bought. I've dug into my own account for that, and it failed. I got a stun out of the foul, and then the bribe failed. So right there, I was just kind of like, oh, I see which way this is going.
So you're telling me that a goblin took off with your money?
No,
Did you have any outstanding debts with any gambling industry people?
I don't get involved with gambling industry people. I run my team. Administrators in the school and how they finance the school is not something that I'm aware of. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
just
take the Joe Paterno on this one.
I plead the
don't know about it.
fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.
I'm gonna go Joey P style. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on. I'm not aware of it. I just coach the team. As far as back to Shots' question, I guess the one thing I should be thankful for, like so all badly hurts and 1 MNG on an unskilled lineman. So Dontre Hamilton will be missing our next game. Other than that, we're going in 11 strong to face the reptile dysfunction. So
I hate to say it, but in a season that's as short as ours, it's to the point where if you have one bad game and you get enough death or stats or miss next games, it can really derail you for a second
loss. You wouldn't know anything
so
about that, Shots.
I have no idea what that would feel like or even what it would be like to experience something like that. But yeah, it's one of those where the biggest fear is going from loss to loss and chaining together 2 losses and not being able to get out of that tailspin. We've seen
that I know about.
So some pretty solid teams where if you start chaining taking important pieces off the team, one game after another, it becomes a lot harder to win, especially like if it's a skilled player that you really count on being a key piece of your offense or defense.
Yeah, luckily I did not suffer that, so at least my guys were good at not getting wrecked too much. This team has, when they started out really hot in that tournament. Caven mentioned it before. We played in the Humanitarian Bowl. I got all the way to the finals, and then they just took a down. Like on the farm, this was one of the teams that just really took a downturn. I thought they got depressed losing that tournament, and they just started playing like crap. And then with the addition of Hangshank, I guess the team is unified in kind of hating him. So that's kind of put some fire under their asses, and we've been winning, as you've seen in the pros so far, but I'm hoping that this is not like the precipice of like morale turning. By the way, do you guys know did the Green Tide play this year yet? This week yet, I mean? Green Tide Titans?
I don't know. Probably not, since it's Monday.
I haven't seen them play yet, and I didn't see any announcements yet either, so I'm not even sure who they play this week, so.
As you know, they got their ass kicked last week after the dice changed for the last game, and they got their ass kicked. But they came out like me, right? Like no permanent, like maybe 1 MNG on somebody that's not crucial. So I'm curious to see how they rebound from that. Does the team just start tanking, or is it
Yeah, the Titans have the Granite City Grimbeards this week, and they have not played yet.
Yeah, that's.
That could either be like a big, like just cluster in the middle of the pitch and nobody moves for like the entire game, or it could be like somebody establishes a foothold and it gets ugly.
Yeah, I've got to end up playing that team week 7. I'm not looking forward to that. They have a few 10 AV players that are just. You're gonna have to deal with them all game. So yeah, that's just they are not a team where you're gonna get the claw is only beautiful when it works. Other than that, it's just 20 team value that you're carrying around for no apparent reason.
So the Sir Ironclad is asking about what broadcast I would refer him to. Should we refer him to the Balder Schmutzer game?
I would refer him to that one with a caveat. Or give him ask him like the Westworld. You guys watch that show Westworld on HBO? I'm behind, by the way.
I haven't seen any, but I've heard good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, they got a little. Anybody? Well, if you guys watch it, it's that little speech like, how deep do you want to go, right? If you want to go real deep MML, go to the Balder Schmutzer game, but that's not for the weak of heart. Maybe you want to start off with a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think he might be ready for Tony Bertonia yet.
Tony's a bit much. I might send him to the Dwarfenegger. Pretty PG.
think you faded out shots.
Yeah. To go back to any of the broadcasts, it's one of those where, you know, there most likely will be more broadcasts in the near future, and tonight's one with having multiple broadcasters was to find a good flow. Sometimes it can be difficult. Running 4 people's you talk over each other a little bit and that kind of stuff. So, generally with 2 or 3 you can get a nice handoff going in that. But
you know what's a really good one?
Build a pretty good.
By the way, my oldie but goodie that I think Shots and I did. It was actually the Bretonian tournament champion. That's on my YouTube. With Sydney Lopside.
The Sydney Lopside game. That was a good one too.
Game?
Yeah, that's a real good. I refer people to that one sometimes. That was so much fun.
That one was it was on the cusp of going bad, but it still wanted to stay good. It flirted with that weird territory. Yeah, it was.
We used the words breast instead of the Tony Bertonia words for them, which is a credit to us.
Yeah, that might have been actually the beginning of the end, but that was a great game, and then also just a real easy one to call. So yeah, that one might be a good one to point them towards also.
But thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate the announcing. I'm really sorry we couldn't put on a better show for you. This was just a one-sided beatdown, and it wasn't even a bloody beatdown. It was just like we're just gonna slap you around for a while.
I don't know. Like the part that I called solo was pretty bloody, and then the rest of these guys came in, and all the players got distracted.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It was good at the beginning.
Yeah, people were getting knocked out and stuff, but even then, there's no permanently injured. There's no, this was as civilized a game as you could get, other than, Bort's team was like the big older brother, and my team was like the little older brother, and I'm taking wild swings, and he has his hand on my head, and I can't reach, and that was just basically the whole game. So.
Meanwhile, Shadow had 2 guys die.
Wow. That was, I guess, right after shots left, right?
One was the loner, though. Yeah. One was the loner.
Oh, one was the loner, okay. Jeez. Yeah, that's what happens when you cross the streams.
Yeah.
Shots leaves, and people start dying. You guys come in, people stop getting hurt over here.
I am not responsible for people dying. I've had enough of that.
Well, all right, folks. Anybody else got anything else? Any other questions for me? Any other comments? Anything like that?
No, I'm good. Thanks for letting us call.
Oh, I really appreciate you guys
Thank you.
staying up and calling. And for you guys that are tuning in, this is the MML, MMLPro.com. Check it out for the backstories on these teams. Check it out for how you can get involved in this league. Like if you've been watching and you're like, that Serious Jest Joker, he was awful, and he's a pro coach. I could do better than that. Bring a team on the farm. See how you fare against pro coaches. If you are successful on the farm, maybe you get a call up to the Challenge League, and if you do well in the Challenge League, then you one day could be right here on Twitch getting your game called by More Shots, Sestonn, Reznorrulesyou, Cave-In, even myself, Serious Jest. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I'm gonna cut us out. It's coming. We are out.